Good morning, my love. Happy Sunday. The sun is almost up. It's thinking about it. Beautiful day here at the lake. We are talking about the foundations of a relationship. And basically, there's three. I don't care if it's a family relationship. I don't care if it's coworkers, your besties, somebody you're involved with. It has to have these three things. You have to have trust. If the trust isn't there, you don't have anything. You have to be able to trust them with your life sometimes, with your cell phone. If you're going in for surgery and you ask them to hold your bag, maybe you need to ask them to hold your paycheck for a day or two. Maybe you want them to watch your kids. There can be a lot of trust involved. If it's an intimate relationship, you're wanting them to be able to be trusted with your heart, with your body. That's a lot. And if the trust is broken, you're never really going to get it back. So once the trust is broken, it's over, in my opinion. Once that first lie is told, the first suspicion that you think they're cheating, they think you're cheating, then you don't trust them. If you're suspicious, you don't trust them. End it. Right then and right there. If you suspect anything, you don't trust them. You need a foundation of friendship. Something more than, yeah, they have a cool job, they make a lot of money, they have a cool house, they live in a cool area, they drive a nice car, they're good in bed, they're attractive. You need more than that. Those things are perks. You need a foundation. Something that you can really, talk to for hours. It could be work. It could be sports. It could be your religion. You could share your heritage. It could be any number of things, but you have to have a foundation of friendship. You have to. If you don't have that foundation of friendship, if they're not your best friend, if they're not your buddy above and beyond everything else, you really don't have much. And even with family members, that doesn't mean anything. To me, my opinion, people are like cats and dogs. You're born into a litter, so what? Some people like their relatives, some people don't. Okay, fine. Because you create your family. I cannot put into words how much I love my son, his wife, and my granddaughter. I mean, it goes above and beyond family. I mean, they're just the best. And they know how I feel. And that's not ever going to change. My friends are my family. My besties are my family, and they know it. Absolutely. I would move heaven and earth for them, and they would do the same for me. They have. Absolutely. Family is who you make it, who you turn to in hard times, who you turn to share good news, who you want to spend holidays with. Not that you don't have to go to the family and, have dinner or dessert or whatever, but who you really want to spend the time with, who you look forward to spending time with. Honey, that's your family. Family is who you make it. Has nothing to do with blood, has nothing to do with genetics. It's who you hold in your heart and who holds you in their heart. Lastly, you need to be able to have open, honest, non-judgmental communication. That's a have to. That's a must. If you cannot sit down and have a conversation without either of you getting mad, upset, pissed off, throwing something, calling names, snapping and clapping and finger pointing and getting in each other's space, no. If you can't have a nice conversation about important stuff, let it go. If they're triggering you that much, or you're triggering them, oh, hell no. That's toxic. Get the hell away from that. They might be a great person, but yeah, it's just oil and water. It's not going to happen. Tell them, you're a nice person, but you trigger me. Maybe they do it intentionally. Maybe they like to push your buttons thinking it's funny. That's toxic. No, you don't need a reactive abuser. Get away. Maybe there's stuff that's gone on in their past that is making them trigger you, is allowing you to trigger them. They need to deal with that. That's not your problem. You need to be able to sit down and talk about anything, absolutely anything, with my friends, my best friends. There are, 5, 6 best friends. We are all different cultures, all different religions, different ages, and we're besties. We talk about anything. Anything. Doesn't matter. And yes, we disagree. That's okay, because it's okay to disagree. I respect them. I respect their opinions. They respect me and they respect mine. And sometimes we just agree to disagree. And that's okay. Nobody gets mad. I can't remember a time. I'm thinking. I can't remember a time we really lost it and just started screaming and yelling. We just don't do that. We can talk about anything, and that's nice. Doesn't matter. If you're in a relationship with somebody, you have to be able to sit down and talk. If something is heavy on your heart, you have to sit down and talk to them and say, look, this happened at work today. I got to talk. Tell them, I need you to listen, or I need suggestions. If they come to you and say, man, I'm upset, say, hey, sit down. What's wrong? You just need to vent, or do you want my input? Be there. Listen. No judgment. And while I'm talking about judgment, I want to toss one more thing in. If you have kiddos, it's so important to have trust with your kids, to have friendship with your kids. I mean, you're the parent, but you want to be able to hang with them too, to enjoy, you may not like their music, but, try. You may not understand the fashion, but try. The movies, try. Make an effort. Take them to lunch once a week and just hang. Talk about everything. That's so important. That's how you build the trust. That's how you build the open, honest communication with your kids. Now, when my son was growing up, he knew no matter what, he could come to me and say, hey, Mom, this is serious. We got to talk. He knew right then, I'm dropping everything and I am sitting down and we're talking. No judgment. He knew I wasn't going to yell at him. I wasn't going to come unglued. Something was that heavy on his heart. He needed to come to me. You've got my attention. How can I help? Most times it wasn't that big a deal, but it was to him. He just needed to share that. He needed to trust me, to listen to him, and to feel safe. I'm asking you to do that for your kids. When they come to you with something, it might not, in your opinion, it might not be that big a deal. It is to them. Act like it is. Sit down. Okay, let's get something to drink. Let's sit down and have a talk. What's going on, sweetheart? Or, okay, let me grab the keys. We'll go get some ice cream and talk. Whatever it takes. Listen to them. Let them complete their sentences, finish their thoughts before you butt in. Ask them. Now, are you wanting just to vent, or do you want my input? Because whatever you need, I'm here for you. That will mean the world to them, to know that they can come to you without, being afraid that you're going to come unglued. And yeah, sometimes it can be something scary. Because I try to teach this, to other parents that I counsel. And yeah, sometimes it's something big and bad. Sometimes they've been touched by a relative. They've been touched by a family friend. Sextortion. Somebody sent them dirty pictures. Somebody's asking them for nude pictures. As a parent, your first instinct is to find that person, rip their heart out. You're going to be calm. You're going to listen to your child, and you're going to believe your child. You always believe your child. Put your faith and trust in your child. Your loyalty and allegiance is with your child. It is not with the abuser, ever. I don't care if it's a family member. I don't care if it's who you were seeing or your best friend. Your faith, your loyalty, your trust, your allegiance is always with your child. You listen to them. You believe them. And then you ask them, if they've been touched inappropriately, do we need to go to the doctor? Let's go to the doctor. Let's get you checked to make sure you're okay, that they didn't hurt you. You hug them. You hold them so tight and tell them, I believe you. I want you to tell them those words. It's okay. I believe you. I'm here for you. I'm going to protect you. I deal with a lot of victims, and they would have given anything to hear those words. If you need to contact the police, contact the police. Be with them. Stand by them. Stand behind them. Have their back. Because whoever did this to your child, you want to talk about violating the trust? Ending a friendship? Be there for your child. No matter what. Be there for your child. So in closing, in any relationship, you have to have friendship. You have to have trust. You have to have open, honest communication. And then everything will be fine. But you have to have those three things. Trust me, I'm old. I know this stuff.